All right. Good evening, my cyber friends. May God bless each and every one of you. This is Old Mitty Man coming at you again from Walker's studio here. We just thank God for each and every one of you. We thank God for life, health, and strength. And we want to come and Mitty Man hadn't did a holiday video as of yet up until this here present time. Um, I didn't feel moved and led to do it until just now. And it's Friday. It's early Friday morning, around about 1 o'clock, and I'm up again as usual. I'm trying to get some stuff done. I got some music production on my mind, and I got some ideas I'm trying to lay down. And I look like to me, I work better late at night or overnight. And the thing about it, I want to say that I have to be careful about that because I know I have to have my rest now more than ever since the beginning of this year, since I fell ill. But we thank God that this thing is getting better and better. I'm not there yet, but I still thank God for it as well as it is. And I wanted to come back and just say I be thankful to God for each and every one of you, all of you, that my cyber friends. And I've always have to say, like my sister Kate and brother Hammerman and among others, Brother JT, Sister Adrienne, and Sister Celia, Linda, and just to name a few. I can't name everybody, and I don't want to leave anybody out. Brother Maxwell as well, and I got others. I can't name and think of everybody, but all of you, you know who you are. For all of my contacts and people that I've got in contact with over the years, and I just wanted to say that Mitty Man is very, very thankful to God for it. And I wanted to say to all of you that might be feeling a little down. In the holidays, people begin to tend to feel a little down for whatever reason. We all got some things that in our lives that we've had to succumb to. We've lost friends and loved ones. I know I have. One of my friends, one of my best friends, I lost him over 40 years ago, 41 years ago. One of my best friends and like a brother to me. In other words, he was one of them, and his name Brother Walter Pitts. And this time of the year, I think about him a lot more than any other time of the year because this was the time of the year that we used to always get together and we would go into the downtown area, couple there. You want to call it downtown? We used to call it uptown. But we would go and we would eat at the delis and the pit barbecues, and we would just have a ball and thinking about the upcoming season like Christmas and everything. And we loved those electric racing sets. I used to get them for Christmas, and we used to have a ball and play. He'd come to my house and we played in racetracks, and that was the thing back in that time and everything. And we and him, we used to enjoy ourselves like that. And when he passed away, like I said, after my 16th birthday, and you do the calculations yourself because I turned 57 this year and this month and on the 3rd of this month. So you do the math. I just want to say that I always have to go back and give God thanks for letting me know him as well as I did the shorter time that he was here. Therefore, I pay close attention to my friends and loved ones that I still have with me on this side. So that's how come I always give Brother Hammerman, Sister Kate especially. Um, Sister Kate was, matter of fact, she was one of the first ones that hooked up with me in trying to purchase my first little musical track that I put up on the internet. And I think it was on Nimbus. I think I had put everything on Nimbus, and I didn't somehow or another I didn't it wasn't working right. And she was every time she tried to get the track, she never could get them, but she stuck with it and kept getting in contact with me until she was able to get the tracks. People, I know she just was so supportive. My tracks wasn't the very best at that time. I was green as far as trying to get into music production and all this stuff. And but she stuck with me. She stuck with me through it all. Brother Hammerman, Brother JT, all of them, they that knew something about it, they stuck with me. And matter of fact, like I say, I got more like Sister Linda and Sister Lena. I got a minute. Lena, Maxwell, Brother Maxwell, I got a lot of them, and I just don't want to leave anybody out. But all of you that know what I'm talking about, you know who you are. That's how come I always say to all of my cyber friends, you know who you are. So if I happen to miss, don't call your name. Don't feel I'm not looking over you. I just forgot it. But you know you are one of them. So we just, in this season, we're back in the holiday season. Yesterday was Thanksgiving and everything. I dare not complain at all. I give God all the praise and glory because I could not have been here, people. Matter of fact, I'm not speaking about nobody but Mitty, man. I am blessed. I could have been gone. I could have been gone for this Thanksgiving, but thank God. Thanks be to God. He saw fit to keep me here just a little while longer. And so now we are pressing forward toward the Christmas season. We are in the Christmas season, really. So I'm saying happy holiday to all of you, my contacts, every one of you, and my cyber friends. And I'm saying don't feel bad about whatever condition that you might find yourself in. I'm going to tell you to try to do the way I do. Just count it all a blessing and give God the praise and give him the thanks for whatever the situation may be. Give him thanks. Give him thanks. And I really do. I thank God for each and every one of you. And I'm trying, like I said, right now, I'm in the process. I'm not telling anyone when I'm going to get through and when I'm going to be able to set the music out. But I am working. That's all I can tell you. I'm spending some all-nighters here. And really and truly, I have to be careful about all them all-nighters because I've got to have some rest with the condition I'm in. And for those of you been following me for ever since I've been out of the hospital back in March of this year, and I have told a few of you I know personally that my condition of what I went through, my breakdown was diabetes. I got hit very hard. I got hit very hard with it, and also with congestive heart failure. I did have that, so my wind is not the way it should be because, matter of fact, I'm yet using Sister Tina Seeley as my, co-host to do my Bible study. I can do it, and I have done it. As a matter of fact, I just did it this past week. But nevertheless, when she comes in, I let her do it because of the fact that when at my early stages, when I was trying to come back, she was willing to help me out because of the fact that my breath wouldn't let me do it, my shortness of breath and everything. And even now, I get shortness of breath. I cannot sing the way I used to. I don't have the wind I give out. But we thanking God. I think I'm praying that will get better with time. But nevertheless, like I said, I'm just letting y'all know that my condition, and I had that hypertension, high blood pressure, that congestive heart failure, along with the diabetes. And, like I said, I lost my great toe on my left foot. And so that categorized me as being disabled. And but I'm still thanking God for every moment of it because, like I told y'all, I could have been gone. And matter of fact, if it had not been for one or two of my best buddies right now, Brother Daryl Johnson, Floyd Carter, I probably would be in the grave. And I'll never forget them. As a matter of fact, though, they were the two that took me to the hospital on that Friday morning early. It was Friday because it was after midnight. And it was that Saturday morning early. And I went in and everything was done. So I'm just saying to all of you, don't let the holidays get you down. Thank God for the weather it is. Whatever hand that you've been dealt, play it. That's the way I'm trying to do. I mean, sometimes we can get down. Sometimes we can get a little depressed. We get to thinking about things the way things should be. I even get like that. Sometimes I get to thinking about, especially if you start thinking in the past about the way things were, and you're not seeing things going as well as you think they should go. But remember this. I feel that wherever you are, and if you are still alive, God has given you the chance. You can still do whatever it is you want to do. I really believe that. I don't care how old you may be. I don't care how old you have gotten. Like I said, when I started out on my journey after high school, I waited 2 years before I even went to college. And then when I went to college in my hometown there at Andrew College, I graduated with and got my Associate of Arts there. And then I left there in 84 and I went to Berry College. And I stayed at Berry from 84 to 88, double majoring with music and business and concentration with music composition and theory. That's what I was doing. I fell short, got out of school, got involved with a whole lot of things, did a lot of things I wasn't proud of, but nevertheless went into the military. I did all of that. And I don't feel none of it, I don't count none of it lost. Okay, I fell short, just a little shy of getting my bachelor's of a music degree. About maybe 8 electives, I think 12 electives or something like that. But, you know, so what? That still don't take the knowledge that I gained from all those years of schooling, which is 6 years of college education. And I thank God for it. And I'm not bragging on it, but I'm saying that if you might be in the same situation that I'm in or have been in, no matter what, there's always a chance. You can start anywhere. I heard old Quincy Jones, one of my old heroes. I don't have idols, but I say he's one of my heroes. I've heard Quincy say that you can start this thing anytime. If you're in the music production, I'm not just relegating it to music production and music, period. It's in anything that you might want to do. It's never too late. As long as you're breathing, it's never too late. So just don't feel bad. Don't get so down on yourself, but pray. In all things, give thanks. God will direct your path. And just be satisfied with who you are. In other words, don't try to be nobody else. Be yourself. I don't care about what other people are doing. I learn from them if they're doing something that I feel is very impressive or whatnot. I learn from them. I don't want to do it like them, but I learn from people that are successful. If you study successful people and pattern your activity, your daily, what you do daily is an indication of what you can be successful at as you put in the work. In other words, success before work. Success before work. It doesn't happen that way. The only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary, people. It's in the dictionary. You got to work and then you get success. When I don't want to make this video too long, but today what Thanksgiving, I didn't do anything super special. I ate like everybody else. And I thank God for what I ate. You know, I can't eat as much as I like to eat like I used to. Diabetes won't let me do that. But I did eat. And I thank God for that. But I did get a chance. I went out in my studio and I checked out my equipment a little bit, and everything's sounding real good. Matter of fact, I want to tell my buddies and all, we got to get together. In other words, all of my buddies, we got to get together and everything and do some stuff. And I also got a little secret weapon tip. It's time for us to get busy, baby. We got to go ahead on and get started. Matter of fact, she's just like my daughter. In other words, I had her when I started playing in New Salem, my CME, and I started playing for them over 13 years ago. And when I started playing for them, she was just a little bitty girl, maybe about 4 or 5 years old. And I never will forget what she told me when I first started playing for them. She was singing in the junior choir, and she said, "I'm gonna get you the CD." So it was a song that she was singing that she wanted me to learn. So she said, "I'm gonna give you the CD," and that tickled me so bad because she was such a little bitty girl. Guess what? Now she's grown up. She's grown up, college level girl now, and everything, and it made me feel real good to know that I was part of it all those years and everything. Saw her grow up, and her cousin Taylor, I call them TNT, Tiffany and Taylor, TNT. That's what I call them. But they were both in the junior choir, and they were very little bitty girls when I started there. And I've seen them grow up from a little bitty baby girls all the way up now to young ladies. In other words, I think Tiffany might be maybe about 1 year or two older than Taylor, I think. But nevertheless, they just like my daughters, and I'm gonna try to get some songwriting and stuff done with Tiffany, because she's never been afraid of anything. I can attest with that. From the little bitty girl, she was never afraid. No matter what I would ask her to do, no matter whatever the duty called for in the choir, she was always willing to do it. And I'll never forget that. So just letting y'all know, I just give y'all a little sneak peek of that. There are some things, people, that I tried. And I want to say this here, and I'm just taking my time tonight. Um, I try to, and I'm not giving up on that. Remember, this still Junior Walker here, Junior Walker, and I still my tritone. I ain't put them together yet. I done tried 2 or 3 times. I ain't came together yet. But you know what I leave that. I chalk that up to. I chalk that up to experience and let me know that it is not time yet. It ain't in God's timing yet. That's what I chalk it up to. But Junior Walker and the tritone is still fresh in Mitty Man's mind. Because now, like I said, I just didn't choose that name arbitrarily. I didn't choose that name. Really, truly, people. My name, again, my full name is Ernest Junior Walker. Junior is my middle name. My mom did that. And a lot of people say, I think my grandmama was saying, my great grandmama said that I think that my mama was a big fan of Junior Walker and the All Stars. Now, if anybody y'all know of Junior Walker and All Stars, you can hear their music, Shotgun, and all that. But at any rate, I don't know that, but I know that that is my middle name. And so when I say Junior Walker and the tritone, I really am Junior Walker. So when y'all see anything that comes out, whether it be on SoundCloud, on my SoundCloud page, or on Facebook, or on YouTube, wherever it be, if it got Junior Walker on there, that is Mitty Man. That is Mitty Man. So I'm saying that whatever don't happen in your course of time, and it may be not God time. See, people, our good ideas may not be a God idea. Let me just say that. Some of our good ideas may not be a God idea. And I've learned the hard way through experience that you cannot rush God. God is never in a hurry because God is not in time. He's eternal. God already knows what you think you know. God already knows. He don't have to be in a hurry because it ain't going to happen before he get ready for it to happen. So in other words, when we call on the name of the Lord already knows that we were going to call him before we called him. He already got everything in plan. People, when I was in the hospital over at Phoebe Putnam in Albany, Georgia, they was getting ready to, Dr. Morgan was getting ready to, Joe Morgan, very, very good doctor. I never will forget him and his staff. But when he was getting ready to take my toe off that Sunday, I never will forget it. I had a visitation, and I think I told y'all this here before. And I'm thinking that it was a doctor that came in that Sunday morning early. It was before 6 o'clock. It was sometime between 5 and 6. Because I'm an early riser, people. That's how come I say I wasn't asleep. I was awake. But at any rate, I wanted to know, the doctor said he was Dr. Rubin. And I looked at the name tag, and it said Dr. Rubin, R-U-B-I-N. But when I asked about this doctor, matter of fact, my wife, Bunny, called down there. I had her to call the hospital. And on my floor, where I was on, and my nurses, nobody knows anything about this Dr. Rubin. Nobody could tell. And they checked my logs and everything and my charts, and see anybody that would come to see me, it would automatically be documented. They didn't find that. So people, I just attested that to be a visitation from an angel. From an angel of the Lord. Or either Jesus himself manifested himself to me that morning because I was going into surgery. I don't know why. I can't say that, but I'm just saying I believe that. I believe that because now I was never afraid. During this whole ordeal, I've never been afraid from day one. I've never been afraid of nothing that happened to me from day one. So the angel or Christ, if he was a manifestation of him coming to me, he didn't come to console me or to make me feel unafraid because I never was afraid in the first place. But if for whatever reason, if that were an angel or if that was a manifestation of Jesus Christ himself coming to me to let me know, but I know what he did tell me. He said, you're going to have to take antibiotic by mouth for 14 days. And after 14 days, the growth will stop. Because see, people, like I told y'all, I could have been gone this year. Really. I had gangrene. I had set in the gangrene. And my organs was going to shut down. And perhaps if Daryl and Floyd did not come back here and get me back to the hospital on that fateful Friday evening when I went to my home church over there, which was last This year, February the 9th, it was on a Friday night. We had that's when I got sick. If they had not come back and taken me to the hospital, to the emergency room, and they admitted me, I would perhaps be gone. Matter of fact, ain't no doubt about it, because even the doctor told me that I was going to shut down. All of my organs to shut down, because that gangrene was going and it was sweeping fast. So Dr. Rubin came to my room that morning early. Whether it was an angel, whether it was a manifestation of Jesus himself, I don't know. But what he told me came to pass, just as he said. I took the old antibiotic by mouth for 14 days, plus I was getting them intravenously in my vein. Dr. Morgan was giving it to me in my arm. I was taking that twice a week. 4 hours twice a week, 4 hours it would take to get 2 units of those antibiotics I had to take in my vein. And then I was taking them by mouth. I was sick as a dog. That stuff would make me sick and took my appetite and everything. But lo and behold, just as Dr. Rubin said, after that 14th day, Dr. Morgan checked my blood work and everything, told me to take them off. Said the growth has stopped. Take him off them antibiotics. So it was just as Dr. Rubin said. But guess what? Nobody knows anything about a Dr. Rubin coming to see me. So I just left it alone, because it was really, I've just been thinking about it, trying to make sense of it. So I just had to stop thinking about it. That's how come I say I'm telling all of you cyber friends, whatever hand that God has given you, play it. Everything will be all right. Don't you worry about it. God got you in his hand, and nobody can take you out of his hand. Don't worry about it, but just make certain that you are doing what you should be able to do. And I'm talking to me too. I'm talking to myself as well. We need to, right now, just as soon as I finish this video, I'm going back to that keyboard over there, and I'm going to try to finish up some stuff and start some stuff. I'm trying to figure out some things, people. That's all I can tell you right now. And I got some things, a lot of stuff on my mind, a lot of stuff I want to get done, and I don't want to leave this world without fulfilling my purpose in it. And so that's how come I said to Sister Kate, Brother JT, Brother Hammerman, Brother Maxwell, Sister Lena, all of you that I have come in contact with since I've been on this net. God bless each and every one of you. And I'll never forget you. And I hope that you have a very, very Merry Christmas. I hope you have a good season coming up to it. And I hope and pray that there'll be no advents or no occurrences of any violence or any kind of calamity or any kind of tragedy that would happen in your life and your health and your family, and all in no kind of way. We praying that everything goes well with you. And I ask for y'all prayers as well. Keep me in prayer. And may God bless each and every one of you, and stay strong in the Lord. Keep your hands in his hands. You can't go wrong. So whatever you get into, if God is not in it, it's best that we come out of it, because it's going to come to nothing. To the next video, next Bible study, whichever comes first. This is Mitty Man saying peace. Good night.